Habari Gani, and welcome to another wow. And when I say that we saved the best for last, that's exactly what we have done. As you see, these notices are already going off. Y'all are getting in here. Thank y'all so much for the last day of Kwanzaa, which we're doing a couple of we're doing a couple of fun just interactives with this today. We are covering Imani, which of course is our last and our final Kwanzaa principle. But we are kicking off when I say kicking off the new year, the new calendar year, we are kicking it off totally with an amazing. I'm just ready for amazing motivational hour because my brother God brother, Palmetto Star, you can call him prophet, is going to be leading. And I don't mean just leading this conversation, y'all. I mean just like, calling us to arms with this conversation because not only does today serve as the last day of Kwanzaa and the first day of the new calendar year, but it also serves as a reminder and as a day of remembrance as Haiti's national independence holiday. That's right, you all. Haiti became its own today on January 1st, 1804. That is 220 years ago. So, Sapase, all of my Haitian brothers and sisters, welcome in for the conversation as well. We are again looking forward to 2024, the year of open doors. And of course, that is going to take faith, but it also is going to take a first principle, umoja, unity, kujichagulia, self-determination, ujima, collective work and responsibility, ujama, cooperative economics. Okay. It's also going to take nia, okay, purpose, and our awareness of your purpose. And of course, creativity, kuumba. All right. And then today, absolutely, it's going to take faith. It's going to require faith. In regards to all of those principles as well, I got a wild notion to totally revamp our website as well as our newsletter. So anyone wanting to become a part of the village and you want to subscribe to the Village Voice, we are combining those efforts. We're organizing those two different networks between Colored Only Cafe. Oh, I'm of course, as well as Plantations for Reparations, P4R. We're combining those networks and organizing them a little bit more so that they can work in congruently. They can work together, right? So we are combining that effort. We're collaborating those two sites into one newsletter. Now, two still individual sites because you all know so much goes on with the cafe and so much goes on with the business of P4R that we don't want to totally, confuse. But we are combining those networks into one newsletter, one mass newsletter that is going to be inclusive. It is going to be at the same time exclusive. And it is going to be absolutely information that is not available and it should not be available for the masses. This is just for our subscribers, just for our village members. And you can subscribe for free to that newsletter for the next 24 hours. So, again, I've taken all of those principles and I'm applying that. I'm not waiting until a week or a month of going in a new year. I'm literally applying them today. So you will be able to be involved, you will be able to be engaged, and you will be able to be inspired with what ways that we are growing and ways that we are showing that the proof is actually in the pudding. Okay. And the way you pudding, yeah, you pudding, but not jello. Okay. So without further ado, we are going to bring up to the stage. Okay. So let me back that all up, y'all. Let me back that all up because we've talked about the principles. We've talked about what we're going to be doing here on the channel and with our networks, P4R, as well as Color Only Cafe. But let me give a little bit of history into our guest for this power hour, okay? He is none other than my brother God, my God brother, Palmetto Star, but you can call him Prophet, where he has reigned supreme as the host of Too Raw for TV. Because as my husband loves to say, if it were not so raw, it would be on TV. Okay, he has been able to uh, circumvent censorship to now having his own network. Okay, and he's going to tell you all about that because you do want to get involved. When I say this, when I say this man embodies what Malcolm X spoke on, what Malcolm X lived for, and the reason of how we even came into connection was through the Honorable El Haj Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X, okay? Because he was one of the founders of Claim Malcolm X Day. And you all, as we embark on this year as the centennial eve of Malcolm's birth, it's going to be phenomenal. And so I can't wait to hear more about what he has in store as he's planning this phenomenal, helping to be a part of this phenomenal movement for not only the recognition, but also the application of an international Claim Malcolm X Day. That's right, you all. That petition and that awareness information is still out there. So if you have not signed that petition, the link will be dropped today. Make sure you copy, paste, and make sure you sign because we are heading into the year. This is actually the centennial eve of Malcolm's birth. And so we will be acknowledging and we will be acknowledging and leading that conversation forward. But without further ado, a friend, a brother, a comrade, a revolutionary in this time, right now, Palmetto Star.
Thank you for that awesome introduction. I appreciate it. If you hear my voice, then you're part of the revolution. This is Palmetto Star, the Ratchet Revolutionary, but you can call me Prophet. And Courtney made some great points. You guys definitely subscribe to that new newsletter that's coming out. Today is a significant day. Not only is it the false New Year's, Janus Day, which it really is, as January is the Greek god Janus, are, you know, it's significant because it is an Independence Day. It is an independence of Haiti, who in relatively, um, you know, short history from here, it wasn't relatively not that long ago, won their independence from France and all other conniving, colorless folks that were looking to eat up that land like they ate up everywhere else. So today is their independence from that day. Is very significant in so many different ways because it represents a capability in us. It represents a full potential in us. We're talking about faith. We're talking about stepping onto faith. What can be more faith driven than saying, okay, I don't care if these people have guns. I don't care about their advanced military equipment because they have herded them there by force. They had herded the slaves there by force. So they had to say, the Haitians had to say, you know what? It doesn't matter about their guns, doesn't matter about their weapons, their military equipment, what they know. We have this person here, Toussaint Overture, who is well versed in their ways in military knowledge. So we are going to step out on faith and say we are going to have faith that we will have supernatural abilities over your weaponry. Think about that. This is something they cannot see. This is an invisible bridge of sorts. When you're talking about channeling the ancestors and using this as literal ammunition against guns, automatic weapons, because they did have those at the time, multi-shooting guns, cannons, all sorts of armament that, you know, pink privilege wants to portray as superior. So you have all of these different weaponry and all of that stuff, and you have to say, you know what? I have faith that I will have supernatural abilities to supersede your weaponry. And they did that. They did that successfully. And for years, and for years, and for years. And not everything was smooth. They had a lot of deaths, of course, a lot of people that were very important to the revolution, such as the voodoo priests who initiated the ritual to start the war were killed. But they kept going. They said, and what? We rather do this than than and rather believe in our own potential than to be slaves further. And to this day, though the Haitians do great things and they are great people and they have done great things, they have yet to reach their full potential. We have yet to reach our full potential. So we are fulfilling it. We are fulfilling it. So Imani, which is the principle today, I should say, ask the question, what's the news? Habari Gani? And the response is Imani. Today, the last day, the seventh day of Kwanzaa, we are looking to step into our supreme selves, like the Haitians did. They said, you know what? I don't care. I am going to take this further. I'm going to take this to the next level. So they they stepped out on faith. There was no plan B. It was success or death. They stepped out onto an invisible bridge. This is not like entrepreneurship where you go and canvas for potential clients and see what it's like in the area. Even a drug dealer does a form of canvassing, seeing which areas are best, what bandos are out there, So it wasn't that. It was completely like, no, I'm not going to pick another stalk of rice. I'm going to kill somebody. So they stepped out onto an invisible bridge and went to the other side. Sovereignty. Sovereignty. And I think that our choices should be to be more free and more freer. Because what is success? Success is being able to be who you are in your highest capacity, at the highest potential. So, Haiti going and stepping onto that invisible bridge, that was the faith that mustard seed of faith that started now that we can now, as Black people here in the diaspora, utilize and take a step further, because we see an example. This is not a pyramid. This is not something that was in the, what they say hundreds of thousands of years ago or whatever. You know, this is an example that we could literally see right now, and how they even are still at war with Haiti. They're still at war with Haiti. Look how America organized this hit against the Haitian president. They literally killed the Haitian president with DEA informants. On the book, DEA informants. So America, hands caught in the cookie jar, are guilty of murdering and assassinating the president of Haiti. So when they're still at war with us. They're still at war with Haiti. They're still at war with the Blacks in the diaspora. And it's all about taking our birthright, taking our royalty, taking what your true potential is, what you truly are. So Imani faith to Black people right now is to step out into the divisional bridge. Say, yeah, we're talking about kings and queens. I haven't seen any of us actually wear a crown and step into a gold, having a gold royal chair with lions around. I haven't seen that. But I'm going to take my step of faith and recognize that I am God, to recognize that I am supreme, to recognize that I am divine. And that's the faith that the Black people here in America need to encompass, to be this, to be the God that even Jesus said that you are, and said that you should do greater works than him. So to become this is the faith of us. This is the faith. This is our innate faith. Our Imani is to be the best that we can be. Black supremacy. So for Haiti to do that, they showed their true potential, and it really is not by happenstance that is the last day of Kwanzaa as well. So we have stories upon stories that always they go and they overlap each other, or they run into each other. Like, for example, the Matrix and the Terminator are one movie. They were stolen intellectual property from Sophia Stewart, who I interviewed on Two Raw for TV. But they were stolen intellectual property, and the Terminator and the Matrix comes from one book, comes from one story. So is our story. So you have the beginning of the Haitian Revolution, which is August 21st, also be the beginning of Black August. August 21st is the day of the dragon. It's the day that a prison riot was started in San Quentin prisons, and that it started Black August. So that started Black August, the 21st of August. So our story runs into each other. The Independence Day and New Year's Day, celebrated by Black people in America, it runs into each other. This is a new day. So it's a new day of independence for you to truly embrace your true potential. Step out onto that invisible bridge and embody Imani faith. So that's 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 what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing right now. And big time shout out to everybody that came out to the Conscious Cipher. It's actually my first day speaking on this new day. This this day of new beginnings, whether you want to acknowledge it as a New Year's or anything like that, as a day of new beginnings if you wish it to be. So I appreciate everybody coming out. I want to show people a little bit what happened out there because we had it was a sold out event. Shout out to everybody that supported. Um, the tickets were sold out, and it was just a very epic moment in melanated time. The best like moment of 2023. 2023. Really, a lot of people were like, they stayed in on the New Year's because the 29th was the New Year's. It was the day of that new beginning, new recognition, all of that stuff like that. So it was that was that day on at the Conscious Cipher. So I had a lot of people saying they actually stayed in on the New Year's because they already felt like that's how it felt on the 29th. But let me see. I'm gonna see if I could play a little bit. It was a very great event. We had a lot of awesome artists. Um, Professor Griff of Public Enemy was the DJ. Fun, who was just on Summer Walker's album cover. She was the host, one of the hosts, and it was just a great thing. Let's see if I can play some for you guys. We can make that happen. But you can see the whole thing on 2rovertv.tv. Trying to see if I could play something for you guys on the presentation point. So go to 2rovertv.tv. You can subscribe it for absolutely free, and get updates that you won't get anywhere else. You know, there'll be things like this, the Conscious Cipher, and different events you will not see anywhere else. All right. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I go. Okay, so I'm gonna share this screen. This is the Conscious Cipher. You can see the full Conscious Cipher exclusively on 2rovertv.tv. Revolutionary Black Media. Let me play this part right here. All my features. All right, this is the actual cipher.
we have done, whether it's music and through a lot of trauma that we've had, we turned around and placed it on our sisters. So I want to let y'all sisters know that we love you. And as men, we want to be forgiven. So we're going to ask for forgiveness if we committed any trauma on y'all. So again, I'm your brother Jay Leon. I do come in the name of Jesus. And that's a long story. We can get in that. We can get into that. I'm not a Christian, but I use that name because it's powerful. But we'll have to get to the science on that later. I love y'all. Thank y'all for allowing me to speak with y'all tonight.
All right, so you see what was going down out there. We had conversation. We had great artists. You got to see some of the artists that we had, though. Not only was it was just an energetic vibe. You know, a lot of people said that it felt like family reunion, almost like that feeling. It was like all love. You know what I'm saying? All love. But let me see. I'm on play some of the artists that were on there. We're still talking about Independence Day, January 1st, Janus Day, or New Year's. I definitely want to say thank you because this is my first time speaking since the Conscious Cipher. I know a lot of people have been wanting to hear what I say because I usually go live every day and I haven't been doing that this month since I've been promoting this event, promoting the Conscious Cipher, putting a good word out there. Okay. So waiting on that. But this about a revolution is a circle. And you know, a cipher is a circle as well. So going onto this circle, on this cipher of and revolution of you, of completing these circles. Because look, the circle is not just there stagnant. There's circles upon circles. So you complete one circle, that's 360 degrees, go to 720 degrees. So it's about constantly going forward, completing one revolution and going on to the next. That's why we say here on Two Rover TV is win the revolution within. Complete that cycle of yourself, go on to something new. Step out on faith, step into the darkness, step into the unknown. Get out of your comfort zone. There's no stepping out of faith without getting outside of your comfort zone and realizing that it is important to get out your comfort zone. I do want to play some of the artists that were out there. Dynamic artists.
I love myself. All the love that I receive means absolutely nothing. So I love you for shout out to my mom and dad and all my ancestors before me. But I love me so good through it all. And thank you all for loving me, but especially Miss Lady Lot. I love you, mama. Anybody in here like spoken word? I love spoken word. I'm myself am a spoken word artist.
You guys hear this?
I love words. Listen, I told you. Or out of anything.
Let me know in the chat if you can hear this.
But right now, it's not about me. I need you all to remember the second thing I had. And put your hands together for our first artist, Lily the Goddess.
So growing up, I was always told, straighten your hair, curl it, do your nails, be cute, maybe a little makeup help. And when I started thinking about it, I realized it doesn't work for myself. So what I did was, I let my hair get natural. Yes, I got locks. They said you'll never get a job anywhere. Who wants somebody that walks around looking like that? But in reality, I'm walking around being myself. I'm living in my truth as a fact. You might not like my hair. You might not like what I have to say. But in the end, everything I said will be played. You'll walk out here and you'll leave today and you'll ask yourself, who is that young lady? What was she really about? But in the end of the day, all you remember is my locks and the words that came from my mouth. And it's more than just a journey when you become a goddess. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing things in life, making everything worth it. Every moment isn't going to be the one that you get, but the moments that you do receive is more worth anything than what you could regret. Imagine waking up in your own power. Imagine being yourself. Imagine taking care of your health, your life, your wealth. Imagine doing all of that just because you want everybody to know that you're secure in yourself. But it's more than just my locks. See, it's not just my hair. My locks are alive. They have plenty of stories to share. In my 33 years, I've been here, I've been there, I've spread my career, and I stopped. I became stagnant, and I wondered why. My muse had left me like a buzzing on the fly. And when I stopped, I noticed I had lost myself. Yes, I got my locks. Yes, I dress how I want. Yes, I do what I want. But at the end of the day, who am I if I'm not my word? It's nothing to speak, but is what you're speaking actually helping others? Or are you hurting the whole community? Is your message helping resonate with anyone? Or are you just doing it for fame and beauty? Believe in God.
So that was Lily the Goddess on.
So distracted. I got two things in my hand, so that's not even gonna prove my point. Real quick and then make my point. But I do like to be present. I challenge you all to just be a little more present in everything that you do in life. Take a moment to just like whatever stressing you out or whatever responsibilities that you have. When you find yourself in a beautiful moment, allow yourself to just be present. Leave everything just on a back burner just for that moment. Say, I deserve this moment. This moment is for me. I'm never gonna get this moment back. And just be a little bit more present with whatever and whoever you're present with. So, y'all got me? Y'all got me? All right. Yes. This is the conscious cipher. It's your girl, I love you fun. Big fun, not the little one. I'm 5'4", but my heart is like, it's huge. You feel me? It's like a tumor. It's like real big. It's enough for everybody. And I'm just happy to be here. That's what my dad always says. People be like, how are you? My dad would be like, I'm just happy to be here. I'll be like,
So you guys see what was going on. It was a packed house.
This man up close share platforms with him, Professor Griff. Y'all put y'all hands together for a legend that's in the building. I don't want y'all to miss this. I don't want y'all to miss this. Right next to my wife, right there. Y'all put your hands up so they can see what my reflection of love looks like. This brother right here has been putting in work, and I don't want that to go without being properly recognized. Yo, we stand on the shoulders and we walk in the footprints of giants, and this brother's one of them. So, do me a favor, put your hands together one more again. We can't show each other enough love. We can't show each other enough love. All right? So before I get off the stage, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do one more talk, but I want to tell y'all about this little project that I put out.
Very nice event. You guys could got TV. Got definitely
So, welcome back. Welcome back. We are going to just allow a couple of minutes for the brother to regroup and come on back on up to the stage and join us. But man, definitely wish I was there, raising my glass, a toast to. We were supposed to have this cheers, this toast at the top of the hour, but
Yep.
but my rainbow tea wasn't ready. All right, toast up. Cheers, babe.
Yes.
But the conscious cipher looked amazing. Professor Griff just being in the building. I've had the uh, honor of meeting him one time, and he spoke with me for a few minutes. It felt like an hour, but it was literally just a few minutes. But at the Happy to Be Nappy Festival, also in Atlanta. And we chatted in the parking lot for about a good 10 minutes, and the brother was very kind, very nice. So Palmetto is back. We're going to add him back to the stage so we can have basically a little bit of a conscious cipher ourselves right up here, right now. A little bit of a purpose panel. Again, just want to thank you for that presentation and sharing some of that footage from Friday, brother. That looked amazing. That really looked amazing.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. So, Palmetto, I did take a couple of notes that I wanted to touch on in regards to your statement, or regards to some of your talking points in your presentation. And again, thank you so much for being here because trust me, as you know, I know, we know that man, following a major event, you want to just shut down for like a month. You totally have to regroup. It takes everything out of you, especially if you're doing it right, especially if you're doing it for, with everything in you. It takes everything out of you, literally, from promotions to posting to engaging to following up. I don't know what it is, Carmela, because me and you have had some great conversations over the past decade or so. We're beyond that now, but past these years, we've been having some great conversations about how why is it that we need so much kind of coddling to make it to these engagements or these events where McDonald's and Taco Bell can just put out a couple of emails and our people flock.
Well,
They can spam you all day long, and y'all come right out. Y'all don't need one or two reminders. Y'all come on the first whistle. Y'all out there. Y'all free tacos. What you say? Free chalupas. We gonna we gonna come for that. But one of the talking points that you made that I think was it was riveting and was just when you said and this needs to be just like Black supremacy. We want to get those hoodies. We want to be hoodied up in 2024. But you said step into darkness is stepping into faith. Stepping
mm-hmm.
into darkness is stepping out on faith. I want you to expound on that a little bit because I thought that was just such a riveting statement. Like it literally sent chills. That truly is what it is. You don't know what's beyond that top step. There's a
Right.
poem by Langston I love, but you don't know. You step out on it. That is faith. So expound on that if you will.
Well, it's just like when you're driving, you may be driving in a country part of, you know, like I know I interviewed Sophia Stewart and we drove to um where was it? Nevada, not Nevada, but it was Las Vegas. So we drove to Las Vegas and
Hmm.
there was a lot of country parts where there was no lights, nothing. You're driving through just straight bare roads, no lights. But you feel more comforted when you see those city lights, when you see, oh, civilization's there. When you're driving, of course, when you're out there. And I think about that. You think about that response in your body, like of being comforted by seeing other lights, and it's very uncomfortable when you don't know. And when I say darkness, I'm saying that as a phrase to mean the unknown, you know? Darkness is the unknown. You literally don't know what you're stepping into. You could be stepping into a whole
Hmm.
ocean, you know what I'm saying? Quicksand or something when you're stepping into darkness. You
Right.
don't know. So
Right.
that is more terrifying to people. However, that's faith. Stepping into the
It's
unknown. Not
terrifying.
yeah, when people say go into the light, that's to me, that's a trap. You know what I'm saying? That's scam artists. Because the scam artists that have that light out there for you. Yeah, come on, gotcha. Dave Chappelle said, gotcha, nigga. Yeah, so stepping into the light to me,
Right.
it's not the same. I like stepping into a darkness and becoming our own light, becoming that beacon of light in the darkness. You know what I'm saying? That's the potential that we have. We are electric beings. We're electric. That means we shine even in the darkness. So that electricity sparks even in the darkness. So do not be scared of darkness. Do not be scared to step out on the bridge like the Haitian Revolution.
Hmm.
That's how it
Hmm.
started. Don't be scared to step out of your comfort zone. Don't be scared to step into the darkness because the darkness is where your true potential lies. Black supremacy.
Ashe, Black supremacy. That reminded me of a statement in Harriet Tubman's autobiography, and she said, "You make friends with the dark." When you out there, you're out there in that literally the wilderness, the unknown to others. But if you make friends with the dark, you will never. You're fearless. Make friends with the dark. Be fearless, and you'll never have to question a sound, a movement. And I'm saying that even as because where we live on our campsite property, you at night, bro, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. We have no lights out here. I like to call it. It gives the illusion of inclusion because it's so close to all of these, like how you mentioned with Nevada, with Las Vegas. It's close to where there are city lights, but in our particular property, we're talking about 26 acres of camp property, a campsite, a 26-acre campsite, pretty much. There are no lights out here. When you're going out here in the dark, you are man. So people that can operate in that mentality, making friends with the dark, they're dangerous people because that's literally that's fearless. Babe,
Yeah.
anything you wanted to add to in regards to the response of Palmetto's presentation? Like I said, I was feeling it. I'm even more excited about getting this reparations revolution conversation going. But I did want to, just touch on a couple of things that he said that resonated.
Um, yeah, well, it actually, like, while I was, while he was, you know, giving his presentation, it actually made me look up something that I had known about, but some of the facts or details was a little hazy because it's been a while since I've actually talked about it. So I had to kind of like
Mhm.
research. Is that a word? Research.
Research. I like
Yeah, I get
it. We had to bring their research back. Mhm.
Yeah. But a lot of people don't understand as far as like with the Haitian Revolution and reparations. Uh, Haiti actually paid France reparations,
Mm.
and
Mm.
what happened was you know, because the Haitian Revolution kind of came about like, you know, France got hit with like the perfect storm. They had the French Revolution going on over there, so you know the Haitians took advantage of that. And they said, "Listen, we gonna smack some of these French in the face." And
Hmm.
this is how they was able to do that. So they was free for a decade, almost excuse me, 20 years before the
Mhm.
French made their way back over and said, "Listen, uh, we're gonna enslave you again. We're gonna come back over here and we're gonna smash y'all." Now, I'm pretty sure it sounded a little more eloquently in French when they were saying it, but it goes to show like what happens when we're divided, because
Mhm.
they united to win their freedom, but then there was infighting and they split the
Yeah.
country in half. So you
Yeah.
had a president like to the north and a president to the south. So the French was able to come back in and say,
True.
"Listen, we won't come back in here and take back over and put you all back in chains, but we want to be paid. We want to be compensated." So the guy to the north, now I know their names, but I don't want to, because I'm gonna butcher them and I don't want to, I can't really pronounce them. So the guy to the north said, basically told him to suck something. He said he was ready. He was ready to listen. I'm gonna die free. I'm not going back and say I'm not paying you nothing. Y'all gonna come back in here. It's gonna be what it be. The guy to the south was like, no. We're gonna go ahead and pay you. So he took the deal. They were paying that bill until 1947.
That's crazy.
They was paying that
Mm.
bill till 1947. Um,
Mm.
but here is where it gets a little where it gets a little funky. And this is what I had to look up, because I had to go find the original name, right? So in 1922, that debt got transferred to a U.S. investor, an American investor, right? It was the National City Bank of New York. Citibank. That's what they're known as today, Citibank.
Mm.
And that was in 1922. So from 1922 to
And we have a
1947,
Citibank. Yeah.
yeah, it's Citibanks everywhere, especially in New York. So in 1922, that debt was turned over, and they was paying it till 1947, and it totaled by today's money $560 million. That's the total debt. Now, this $560 million was paid to the former plantation owners, the slave owners,
Mm.
all of them and their descendants. So for 112 years, basically, because that's how long that they was paying this debt for, basically 112 years. My math is right. I might be off a couple of years, but I think it was 112. So for 112 years, Haiti was paying the slave masters and the plantation owners reparations. This is
Mm.
not the only time in history where this has happened. The British paid 300 million by today's standards to when they abolished slavery. They paid all this money out to them, and we all know U.S. paid the plantation owners or the slave owners. I think it was I'm not sure, but y'all would have to look this one up. I think it was like $300 a head for every slave they had or something like that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure
Palmetto
exactly.
actually did the math on this for our
Yeah,
plantation for reparations conversation. What
Right.
was
it
it
was.
again? Like 10,000 in our equivalent
Yes,
today?
it was it's the equivalent of 10,000 in today's dollars. So they gave them the equivalent of $10,000 per slave.
Right. Because I know I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, it was like $300 there. Like back then, it was $300 per. So I guess it
Right.
would be 10,000 now. Okay. So yeah,
Mhm.
I know it was something there. So it seems like the reparations are being paid. It just they're being paid to the right people. You know, it's like, okay, we're gonna pay
Yeah.
you for your inconvenience. But what makes the Haitian thing so I mean, they were paying for 112 years. So
Yeah,
don't,
that's right.
you can't tell me that reparations can't be paid. And not only that, but don't tell me, you know, well, none of you were slaves. You know, your parents were slaves, your grandparents. Okay, well, you know what? Them French frog leg eating whatever's been long dead, but their descendants, they're still getting paid. They were
Yeah.
still getting paid.
Right.
Hundreds of years later, they were still getting
Right.
paid. So it's that's what makes the Haitian thing. They literally had to pay for their freedom. First they paid them. They paid in blood. Then they had to pay in resources, which they're still paying, because you can't tell me they're not being punished for what they did.
Yeah, the
They're still
president
being punished today for what they did.
Well,
the president just got assassinated
Exactly.
by
right.
DEA agents.
Right.
So that was America. I had America's fingerprints all over it. I mean, it was DEA informants. So that's drug enforcement agents in America.
Yeah.
They're informants, not only just not one, just like a few of them. So it's not apparent. They had, it wasn't like a just like some little thing. They had like coordinated thing, fake uniforms on, all this sort of stuff. Walkie talkies, man, point men. So it
Right.
was an organized operation.
Oh, agreed. And also too, to piggyback that, when we're talking about being punished or them being punished, that's what rent is for us as American Africans. Rent is our punishment and our payment, our payback, because the Emancipation Proclamation pretty much took us away from. So they were not only paid the property, the plantation owners, the property owners, because remember we were regarded as property, and still are, because anybody that is getting paid these minimal amounts that don't even cover living wages, you're still being slaved. Your labor is still being exploited. Your body is still being exploited, but it's done for the sake of, oh, well, I gotta pay. They've convinced too many of us that we have to do this in order to pay your bills, but yet you're working a job that doesn't pay your bills. Make it make sense. You're
Mm.
working two
Right.
jobs, but still, selling dime bags to get up money, okay, to pay rent. You're working three jobs, but you're still selling your plasma, which is
Mm.
far more absolutely valuable than what they're paying you for it. Because trust me, if they can pay you $160, there have been many uh exposes about trafficking of body organs and our DNA, and these people are paying millions of dollars for it. But they'll sponsor a center to be set up in a questionable or a conflicted part of the community. Like, again, this may, when I say questionable, this means that it may not be, no, it's not going to be in the in the lower end. So when I say questionable, is that, oh, it's on the cusp. Like, it's enough of the community that comes from all different types of areas in order to give the illusion that, no, we aren't just exploiting poor people or disadvantaged people. This is just for a way for anybody to make a little money. So they pay for those centers to be in these cusp areas, and then they give them $100, and then the more that you come, the less they give you, And I don't know. I've never done it, so I don't know what the practices are in this day and time. Excuse me, but I'm just going off of what I hear other people say. I've never done it. I remember one time I tried to do a bone marrow. I tried to do a bone marrow sample in college, and man, it was a 3 hour process. And I said, oh, I thought I could get this before I went to dinner tonight. I was trying to get up a little bit extra money to get something extra off of that hibachi menu, and the process was so long. You know what? And I was just telling someone yesterday, literally, my laziness probably has kept me out of a lot of situations just because of the fact that I was just lazy. And I was just like, nah, I'm gonna just go to sleep. So don't. So a word to the listeners, those with an ear to hear, as Brother Andy said yesterday. Um, don't let nobody tell you that nah, you need to be always, because they do say the idle hands are the devil's workshop. But man, if you're just this way naturally, you're naturally that way for a reason. I say the same thing about my son all the time. Him being slow or slower than us has always put him in a position where he can see further ahead, because he's always walking behind. So he finds money, he finds things because he takes up that trail in. Sometimes you have to be from the back, you have to lead from the rear. That's what it said. But yeah, rent is racism. It's rooted in racism. There was no such thing of it before the Emancipation Proclamation. As Brother Palmetto also, you're talking about a research, but imparted that wisdom. And I look back and I'm saying he is absolutely right. There is no such thing as rent. There was no documentation of any sort. There was no such thing as leases. So remember, leases became leashes. Leases were nothing but permission for us to be in these areas. We were able to be in these areas because I have a lease. I live here. I live here. Don't own here, but that's why I say leases are leashes. They don't give you any freedom with your property. They're just giving you permission to be in that property, okay? And for a certain period of time. So again, we want to take this time and this opportunity, because whenever, as Brother Palmetto also stated during his presentation, these shifts, they coincide and overlap for a reason, because quintessentially spiritually these things are happening, especially if those of us that believe in dual universes. This is happening in another universe right now, so some spark, some revolution is kicking off full in another universe right now, whereas we're still trying to say, oh, well, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill and get this bill together, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Somebody else is in another universe, another you is leading a revolution right now, because they made a decision, like Brother Palmetto also said, they're not gonna do this anymore. They're not gonna do this anymore. And I want to close out this my statement. And again, thank all of our guests that have led these conversations all week. We're going to give a full rundown, but as just for right now, with my closeout statement, I just want to again bring up that key fact that you said, Palmetto. They didn't have guns. They knew by all intents purposes, this was an unequally matched war. But they said, my desire for freedom supersedes anything that I'm thinking otherwise. It supersedes my fear. I'm willing to die for this freedom if need be. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I think, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, this is what has got to lead us into this reparations revolution. Become a part of the village voice. Do not just be a voyeur, become a member. And we're when I tell you, we're kicking off this new year with absolute no holds barred. This are nothing else mentality, be a part of that movement.
Mhm.
Brother Palmetto, anything you want to say as we close out our power hour?
Well, we finally beat the censorship. Subscribe to TV Revolutionary Black Media. Subscribe so you get up to date things like events like the Cipher. And eventually, we're not going to put a lot of energy on social media, but we're going to let the people know about it on the streets and on the website, TV. Subscribe to that. Um, Next Conscious Cipher will be coming very shortly, meeting about it actually today. So shortly after this meeting, and it's going to be awesome. So Atlanta, stay ready, stay woke, stay conscious. And I just want to let everybody know the revolution will not be televised.
Okay.
It's on you, Devon. It's on you, husband, as we head into the new year for these greetings and salutations.
Hmm. You know, it's funny. Okay, so today, last day, Imani. Did I say that right? Imani? Yeah, I said it right. Is faith. And I remember earlier last year, New Year, earlier last year, I did a post on TikTok. I don't remember what the post actually was, but I remember somebody left a comment saying that we as people, you know, we don't want nothing, we'll never get ahead. We don't want anything, we don't want to learn anything, we don't want to do anything. Like, this person was just going on and on and on and on. Like everything negative that they could think of, they put in this comment. And my response was, because they were saying that like, damn bro, just leave it alone. Just don't worry about it. Leave them alone. They don't want nothing. And I said, you know what? I can't believe that. I said, listen, I gotta have faith that we will come around as a people, that we will come around. I said, because if somebody doesn't have some faith, we're lost as a people. And to be honest, my faith was shaken badly um, last year. It was shaken. And I think I had lost faith. And up until recently, yeah, I think it was my faith was it was at an all-time low. It was at an all-time low. My faith in our people, just faith in a lot of things. It was really really it was bad. It was shaky. And as the year progressed, and some things happened, and then some things didn't happen, and then some things happened, and then some more things didn't happen, and then some things did happen. My faith has been renewed. I don't think that we are totally lost. And yeah, I just like it's like I said, it's just even with our with your thing for 2024, open doors. I think we should add something to that. Open doors with faith renewed. What do you think?
Open doors, faith restored.
Even better. Even better.
The rhyming is what I do. It's why I stay in the house.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Listen, you know what? We had to. We, we
I don't know why you're trying to get away from this. I stay in the house with this faith restored, with my rhyming skills, with my skills.
Well, look. Okay, so we can also be found on TikTok. My lovely wife here can be found at Colored Only Courtney. On TikTok, on Facebook, she is Courtney Omega Doss. And on IG, Group Glow Up. What I don't know is the Colored Only Cafe IG page. Is that still operational? Are you still
It's just Colored Only Cafe. I can't manage it, but it's there. It's not going nowhere. I'm there. It's there. But I just can't access it. I've had too many numbers. They're done with me in these phone numbers, y'all. They're like you playing games now, ladies.
But the Group Blow Up is still good, right?
Yeah, I can still manage it. I just actually checked in with a couple people from Atlanta today. They sent New Year greetings, and I checked in. And I just want to piggyback a little bit on what you said with that. Faith restored absolutely is going to resonate, because we literally spent the first half of 2023 uninhabited. We were hoteling and when we talk about losing our religion, losing that faith in our people, because so many people just supported in words and a few in monetary when we were talking about getting this plantation. And as far as views went on social media, it was one of the highest, still some of our most viewed content was the plantation. So it was just like people were interested, people believed in it, but people really didn't come around to supporting it. When it all was said and done, people just kind of did what they were used to doing, which is just, hey, moving on to the next topic, going back to work, paying their bills, voting, and worrying about what's going on in these celeb lives, as opposed to really. And it's like, hey, what about us? Remember us? We're now struggling literally every day to get up hotel money every day, and that was for 6 months. And I remember also during this point in time, we had it was a very heated argument, and I said, if I lose my faith, I lose my life. I lose my faith, I lose my life. Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And my faith wasn't necessarily in our people, because people have always disappointed me, or have consistently been disappointing. That's why I said I really love when I see the energy of a Peter Brown and a Palmetto and Andy Williams, who was our guest host yesterday, that keep up this fortitude. Because I've often said, I don't think I built for that. People, I had one term, and that's the number one reason why I always tell people I don't, want to run again, because I saw how much people just talk and how little people do support when it's all said and done. So, coming from there, my faith was more so in, okay, I've always been able to things just work out. But it was just like every day, like you said, it was the highs and the lows. Like I had never experienced that type of dynamic in such a close period of time. But I will say this as well, as to what you said also. This, recently, the last couple of months leading up to 2024 have been absolutely just dynamic. And these speakers all this week have been amazing, and have also reinvigorated and restored just, my faith and my hope in the belief of things unseen. So, as hubby stated, you can find us at these social media sites. Also, the link to subscribe is below. We see a few more people have come in and joined, but we're heading off for the day. I got some black eyed peas and collard greens to finish up with my vegan uh, dirty rice, which of course is made out of some lentil mush and regular rice. And I might do some falafels too, and my rainbow tea. I'm going to be going for my second jar. This is delicious, by the way, and will be on the menu. But again, thank you all for attending these Kwanzaa conversations all week long. Some of you literally rocked with us all week. Thank you. We kicked off with Umoja, Unity. We went to Kuji Chagalia, Self-Determination, that was hosted by the none other but the UFC Films. I'm sorry, UCF Films, with Andre and Shelly, beautiful Shelly. And Shelly says she's returning to the world of podcasts, y'all. So please follow her Facebook to get that link when it does drop, when her podcast starts up again. Then we went on to Ujima, and though Salim was not cammed up, he definitely brought that message as only a griot can, with telling our stories and being a cultural advocate and a man of such a knowledge that he is licensed with the Library of Congress. Salim Cox brought that message of Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. Then we went on to Ujama, and when I tell you Peter Brown on a Friday shut it down, all the way down. And Peter Brown can be found on Facebook, named Peter Brown, just like it sounds. Saturday, we had the author of I Am Not White, Richard Pellegrino. He brought his network, and his network, you're talking about faith in the network, they showed up and showed out. That is literally our highest viewed conversation of the week thus far. And he brought the message of Nia with the purpose of race, reparations, and atonement. And of course, yesterday we had Kuumba, creativity brought by the hood candidate, President, uh, our selected president, okay, not president elect, but our president select, Andy Hope Williams Jr., okay. And then, of course, today, finishing out with Imani, and honoring in remembrance of this being also Haiti's National Independence Day, as well as the last day of Kwanzaa, faith. We want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for glowing up with us. And please continue to grow with us. P4R.today. Do not just be a voyeur, become a member, be engaged, be inspired, be encouraged. Peace.